Well, what are you guys, maybe looking forward to the trip out west? I mean, it's only one goal, but
Yeah,
it's been a hot minute since you guys been out that way.
yeah. And Wyoming has some good wrestlers. Obviously, it's a great program. But yeah, I think part of your non-conference schedule, you try to get out and wrestle teams. I mean, the teams in the West have a hard time getting. It's a long trip. Obviously, there are a lot of programs out west, so I think it's good for them. It's good for their program. It's good for us. Yeah, it'll be a good, nice long trip for our team. It's good for team bonding and all that fun stuff.
With trips like that, and obviously this week's longer than the next, but still back-to-back trips, do you have to be more careful with like weight management, practice, finals, all that stuff? It's just more stressful.
Yeah, I mean the finals piece, obviously weight management is always an issue. I mean, but that's these kids. I mean, they're professionals now. I mean, they should or they know what they're doing in those regards. So, but yeah, they have to take care of their classes, and they have extra study hall hours this week just that are assigned to them. Basically from the university to be able to travel this week. But yeah, it's just part of being a student athlete is managing your time, and it's good preparation for them.
Cael, Matt was just introduced as the football head coach. Your thoughts on that move and him being a former Iowa State head coach like yourself to join Penn State, since you guys have that in common?
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. Obviously, he's a great coach. I mean, you've been hearing about him for a long time, and I think a lot of his philosophy and his approach is something we really, we appreciate that, and we focus on a lot of those same things. So I think he's going to do a great job. He's a very genuine, just sincere, hard-nosed, hard-working guy. I think Pat Kraft did an awesome job in hiring him, and we're excited. I think he couldn't really do better. So we're pumped.
Did you get all that from your conversation with him this week?
I mean, I still have connections in Ames, obviously, and a lot of good friends and big friends out there, and I've known they love him. So I think it was obviously a tough loss for them, but yeah, obviously we're super excited and blessed by it, and yeah, you could just tell he's just a good dude, just a hardworking, just a good dude, and that's what it's all about.
Can you share any details from that conversation? I know it's personal, but
Yeah.
he gave you some credit for having a 45-minute phone call with him in this process.
It was just a normal conversation. I mean, I was actually appreciative that he wasn't just trying to get off the phone with me, because that's usually what happens in my life, But he just kind of just talked through different things. Obviously, he's got a lot of experience from Iowa State. He loves Iowa State. I love my time and experience there at Iowa State, and still have a lot of connections there. But yeah, we just talked a little philosophy, and talked a little bit about the program out here, and I think he's going to do a really good job. You can tell he's a very humble guy, very competitive, and you put those two things together, it's a pretty dang good recipe there.
Could you talk a little bit about the wrestling facility that was in your webinar last week? Like where, how big, the purpose of it?
I mean, it's just been something we've been talking about for a few years, but it's just we have to raise the money for it. We have to raise so much, so that's kind of where we are now. But really, it's just obviously our facility here is great, and we're more than blessed to have this facility. And obviously, we're not relying on facilities to get recruits or anything like that. I mean, those aren't the recruits you want. If facilities, it's more of the culture and just the mindset and the people. But the way the sport is set up, space would be nice, a little bit more space, because we are really crowded. And then at the same time, parking is a nightmare for our kids here. So, they park, I shouldn't say this, I don't want it to be used against us, but parking's not convenient. So they have to figure that out, and we try to help them. But so there are those couple things. But yeah, we're very grateful for our facility here. It's awesome. But it's just, it's been a long time, and if we can make it happen and raise the money we need to build a new facility, and that's what we're trying to do.
Cael, can you remember back to the time when you decided to make that decision to leave Iowa State,
Sure.
your alma mater, to come to Penn State? How did you know? And what What was it about that process that led you to say, I can succeed here and be at Penn State long term?
I mean, that's a tough question to answer, in a short interview, but it was a staff decision, and it was something that didn't make a lot of sense at the time. Like, looking back at it, people think that it was a no-brainer, but at that time, it was a tough decision. And just like Coach Campbell said, it's the people that are loyal to you there, and the kids on the team that make it hard, to make that kind of a move. But yeah, probably a similar kind of situation. I was there for 10 years or so, and it just, I mean, I've told this story a few times, so I don't really need to get into it too much, right? But yeah, it was just something that I felt like it was the right thing to do. And as soon as I kind of had that impression, we just didn't look back. And obviously, we're super grateful we were willing to make that change. Obviously, you take a lot of heat in the moment, but your true friends and the people that support you are either going to be with you, through and through. So, I think Coach Campbell, he's going to love it out here, and we're going to love him.
Any updates you can share on Aaron Nagao? I know you gave some to Jeff Byers in the radio broadcast, but any other details that you'd be able to share?
Yeah, it's just one of those where he just needs time. So we're just giving him time, being patient. Obviously, we have guys that can fill in there and wrestle, and a number of different guys. And Nasdio's gotten that opportunity, and you can see he's right there. And every match he seems to be getting better. But yeah, it's just going to be time, and we're waiting to hear from our doctors and trainers. They make those calls 100%.
And Josh Barr too, is he progressing?
Yeah, he's getting close. Yeah. If you see him, he's in here scrapping already, so he should be back soon.
Since we're still on the topic of injuries, whether Dalton Perry he ended up defaulting at the Army Black Knight Invitational. How's he?
Yeah, he's back, getting back quickly. I think if you saw the video, you saw he's doing better than expected. Not better than quicker than expected. I mean, it's not like a season-ending injury or anything, but he's doing well.
What do you it's only been 24 hours since Lehigh, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys look back at that, like film-wise, or what do you do going into today's practice as far as Lehigh goes? Or are they already?
Yeah, I mean, it's all part of the bigger picture. Just how can we improve? And we don't really adjust each week to each team. It's kind of just try to get better, so we're ready to go in March. But each individual matchup, you get a little insight into what we can do better, whether it's finishing a shot or edge of the mat type stuff, or positioning, or whatever it might be. It might be we need to do a better job managing our weight, or our mindset, or whatever. But yeah, so we take into account every match, and obviously we have Coach Cody and Coach Casey and Nick Lee, and just a great staff, and they know what we need to do, and I try to just stay out of their way and let them do their thing.
You talked a little bit about PJ yesterday. What did you see from the beginning with him when we were doing the recruiting process, and all his experience and everything? What did you see that stood out?
He's just he's just really good, and he's really tough, mentally tough, and just he's a competitor. He's gotten better consistently. Obviously had a really strong opponent yesterday, and I think they kind of grew up wrestling each other, maybe from the same club. So, that was a good test for him, an opportunity to wrestle somebody that he's, that knew him pretty well, and he had to be persistent and just kind of stay aggressive, and he did that. He's impressive. He's just going to compete hard, and if he keeps doing that, he's going to be tough to beat.
I know it's a little dated at this point since we didn't get to meet last week, but Nate Desmond had an impressive victory. I know it's a teammate versus teammate, but what does that say about Nate Desmond and how deep that 125-pound weight class is for you here?
Yeah, Nate's, obviously, if you followed him through high school, he had a great career, and he's one of the top kids in the country. He wrestled great. He went through a really tough bracket. So yeah, we're very confident in him, and at this point, we just want to see him continue to get better as he's done. And a lot of it's with all of our guys. There's a technique aspect. There's also kind of a mental aspect, and just continue to improve, and when his day comes, he's going to be ready to go. But yeah, he's ready now. I mean, he gives us a lot of confidence, and if he didn't have a redshirt year, he was wrestling, he'd be a guy we obviously have a lot of confidence in, but he gives us a lot of confidence in knowing we got an All-American national title contender, quality guy backing up a couple weights down there, and it's pretty good. So yeah, but he's just going to keep doing what he's doing and keep rolling.
When Josh Barr is ready to come back, do you anticipate him jumping back into the lineup, or is Cole Mirasola earn the chance to compete for that spot?
Yeah, I think that's just part of the game. You gotta wrestle. You gotta kind of wrestle for the spot, and obviously Barr being an NCAA finalist and just as dominant as he was last year, he might be ranked really. I'm sure he's ranked really high. He just hasn't wrestled yet, right? But yeah, Connor's done a really good job for us, and we know. He's right there in the same boat as Barr as far as his potential. So yeah, we'll have to have those guys wrestle at some point here.
Now that the match is settled in, Cole losing to Nate Taylor against a larger heavyweight. What are some workarounds so where he does get into a similar matchup and faces a similar type of opponent, that those same things don't creep back up on him?
Well, yeah, I think he wrestled a really good match. He was just a few twists and turns from finishing that first shot, but he ended up giving up a takedown with about a second left or two. So that's something, obviously, just finishing that shot, and then he was in deep again in the third, and just got to make a couple adjustments to finish that shot on a much bigger kid. But if obviously Cole's not the biggest heavyweight, but the way he moves, he's gonna, and if he can just figure out how to finish those shots on those big guys, he's gonna be right in there. So, and he will.
All right, Matt. Thanks, Cael.
Cool. You got one more?
You mentioned multiple guys at 141.
Yeah.
Could we see someone else other than Cael this weekend, or is it going to be Cael again?
Well, those are things we talk about, right? There's just a lot of different factors when you're throwing guys out there, just because they have to do a weight descent, and if somebody weighs up, it takes them a month to get back down. A guy like Desmond could wrestle 41. He's a big kid, but it would take him. He's pretty much not going 25 again. So there's a lot of different decisions you try to make, and you're trying to just cover all your bases and protect and just prepare for any kind of situation. So it's not as easy as just with the rules we have to work with of just wrestling anyone and move on. You have to be mindful of the weight descent and the different rules in place. Cool.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you.